Welcome back, everyone. Hello, Sammy. Welcome back to preview reviews for My Hero Academia Girl Power. Starting off the preview reviews today, we have Momo Yaoyorozu 3. Miss Momo coming back. She is a 6 hand size 28 health character with the 1A and student tags. She has Earth, Good, and Life as her symbols. And she has two really neat abilities. The first is a first form, so the first thing you choose to do after drawing your hand, before you play cards, commit one foundation, so that's your cost, committing one foundation. Choose one non-unique foundation in your discard pile. If there are no copies of that card in your stage, build it. So you choose a foundation you don't have face up in your stage already, and build it into your stage for committing one foundation. That's pretty cool. It kind of gives you a net zero. You can commit a face-down foundation to build in a ready face-up foundation, but it allows you a lot more of a diversity in what you want to do with your foundation base. And you can play a lot of those cheeky one-ofs that you might not need to see too often, but the ones that are really impactful when you do see them, and then if you check them, you can still build them with Momo. And then she has an enhanced Choose One Rival Foundation. This attack gets +1 or -1 speed for each copy of that foundation in their stage. So if your rival's building 3 or 4 copies of a foundation they really need, you can give +3 or 4 or -3 or 4 damage on every attack for free. There is literally no cost. It's just choose a rival foundation. So if they've built 2 copies of a foundation, you can get +2 or -2 speed on everything. And that kind of repeatable speed buff and debuff is really, really solid, especially when you see some of her support that she's working with. So let's start off with her ultra rare Canister Creation Strike. This is a 5 difficulty, 3 control, 4 low for 5 with a +2 mid block. It's got tech and weapon, so love to see more tech cards. It has enhance, lose 2 health, remove 1 foundation. Build 1 foundation with a printed difficulty of X from your discard pile. X equals the removed foundation's printed difficulty +1. So you could remove a 0 diff and build a 1 or a 0 from your discard pile. You could remove a 1 and build a 2 or less from your discard pile. Printed difficulty of X. So not printed difficulty of X or less. So basically you're doing a little bit of math here. If you remove a 1, you can build a 2 diff. If you remove a 0, you can build a 1, so on and so forth. This is a good way to cheat in some of those more expensive 3 diff foundations. So you could remove a 2 diff that you might not need, and then build in a 3 diff that could really be impactful for you, just for losing 2 health and removing, say, a face-down foundation. And then enhance, spend 1 momentum. This attack gets +1 damage for each face-up card with exactly 1 copy in your stage. Card. So this includes assets, foundations. This also includes Momo herself because she is a card in your stage. So this can get really big really quickly. So it's always at the cost of that 1 momentum going to be at least a 4 low for 6. Maybe a 4 low for 7 if you use the lose 2 health to build something you don't already have. So that's pretty cool. It's a pretty neat ultra. Not too strong, I don't think, but then again, we'll see what the rest of her kit does to gauge before we do any of that. Next up is her common Creati Stunner. A 3 difficulty attack with 3 control, 3 mid for 3, and a +2 mid block. It's got charge, stun 1, and weapon. Stun 1 saying as an enhance, you force your rival to commit a foundation. This is her common. And yeah, this just goes into that generally good common slot, especially for draft, where as a 3 diff, getting stun 1 and a 3 mid for 3, that's not bad. That's really not a bad return for a 3 difficulty attack. Moving on, we have her uncommon attack, Grenade Canister Hurl. A 4 difficulty, 3 control, 4 high for 4 with a +2 high block. It's got charge and weapon. It has a static effect that says if there are 5 or more face-up foundations with exactly 1 copy in your stage, this attack gets +2 damage. So if you have 5 or more face-up foundations with only 1 copy, this is a 4 high for 6, which is not bad on your 4 diff. Yeah, pretty decent. And then her rare, Scrap Cannon. This is one I'm afraid of. This is a 5 difficulty, 3 control, 5 high for 4 with a +1 low block. It's got powerful 3, ranged, and weapon. So a ranged weapon that's both on Earth and Life for Vexalia, for her Storm of Arrows. So you can Storm of Arrows Scrap Cannon away. It has Enhance, flip 2 foundations, flip 1 rival foundation. So if you've got cards with multiple copies, and you don't want to be doing that, you can flip your multiple copies so that you only have one of every card, and then selectively flip a rival foundation. But this other Enhance is why I'm afraid. Enhance, you may remove assets from your stage as though you were spending momentum to pay the cost for this attack's powerful ability. Momo shares Earth with Mimic. Mimic doesn't really want to play foundations. Mimic wants to play assets. So being able to just dump all of your assets into Scrap Cannon at the end of a string is brutal. That is incredibly good. So I would not be surprised to maybe see some tricky Mimic Scrap Cannon Storm of Arrows decks on Earth. I think that's something that we can definitely be afraid of in the future, because we needed more things to be afraid of in the future. But yeah, Scrap Cannon, really solid rare in my opinion. Moving on to her foundations, we have her uncommon Refreshing Blend, a 2 difficulty, 5 control with a +2 mid block. It says Enhance, spend 1 momentum, gain 2 health. Alright, that's not bad. And then Enhance, spend 1 momentum, ready 1 foundation that has not been readied this combat phase. Interesting. So instead of readying itself, like Genkai's training, you can ready any foundation that has not been readied this combat phase. Although, why we're not using the key term refresh when we printed that on Inasa 2 sets ago, back in Jetburn, which is readying a card that has not been readied, that is refresh. Why we're not just saying spend 1 momentum, refresh 1, I don't know, but maybe we'll see more refresh later. After all, I did make a video on it. Moving on, we have her rare foundation, Researching the Answer, a 3 difficulty, 5 control with a +2 low block. It is a unique foundation, so you're only allowed to have 1 copy of it in your stage at a time. It says response. After your ready step, if you have 6 or more foundations face up with exactly 1 copy in your stage, your character's hand size gets +1 for this turn. Honestly, even if you're not playing on this, 1 copies each, I would play this on any character that you can feasibly have destruction on, just to get even as just a one of, to get the +1 hand size. This says, after you ready all your foundations, but before your review, you get +1 to your hand size. Momo here becomes a 7/28 as opposed to a 6/28. That's really good. That's crazy. Imagine any of these symboled characters with +1 hand size. That's nutty. Okay, she does not share symbol with Kendo. That's good. Because if Kendo could then become a 9-hander for the turn, yeah, that'd be insane. So, good. But Mimic can still play it. And, yeah, like he needs more cards. Moving on, before I go too far down the rabbit hole, we have Steadfast Resolve, a 1 difficulty, 5 control with a +3 low block. It has response, destroy 1 foundation. After an attack is played, it gets +1 or -1 damage. Alright, so this is how you manage your foundations if you've had to flip some or commit some, or you have multiple copies and you're trying to play this Highlander foundation style. This is a really good card that gets you there. You can destroy for +1 damage on your stuff, -1 damage on your opponents. This also shares 2 symbols with Kuwabara, who builds foundations when he deals damage, and he wants to commit them for -1 damage on his rival's attacks, that you can then destroy them to get an extra -1 damage, and then build them in again when your attacks do damage. So, that's pretty cool. I like it, and it's just a common foundation. That's a really good common. And then lastly, we have Team Stash, Yaoyorozu's Lucky Bag. A 2 difficulty, 5 control, plus 3 mid-block with the ally keyword. That's cool. More ally foundations. Shares 2 symbols with Coda. I don't know if that's relevant. Enhance Commit. Your next charge or weapon attack gets plus 2 speed and plus 2 damage. And on a commit, you get 2 speed and 2 damage on a commit. Sure, you're locked into charge or weapon, but didn't I just get through saying on 2 of these symbols you have access to Storm of Arrows? And on one of these symbols, Mimic can do it? And Refreshing Blend can spend a momentum to ready this so you can do it on another attack. So over 2 attacks you get 4 speed, 4 damage. That's going to be scary. And again, that's just a common, and that's just a really good common. I mean, hell, she shares Earth with Ochako 4. So an Earth charge build that you're just getting free speed and damage for committing a foundation. Sure, then you can flip it, and then when you play another attack, you can ready it. I mean, yeah, you're not losing anything. That's insane. So overall, Momo. I like her. I know I've said that about pretty much everyone in this set, but I don't think I've seen a character yet that I haven't really liked. I think Lady Nagant was the first one that kind of gave me pause, but then as I thought about her, after recording my video, I saw a lot of lines I really wanted to try with her. So, yeah, I really like this Highlander style where you want to play a bunch of foundations at maybe a 1 or a 2 of, so you can constantly build them in as needed. You can destroy them, flip them, build them back in, maybe play some unflipping. Yeah, I can see Momo being really fun, especially with some of these charge or weapon lines. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of Miss Momo Yaoyorozu 2, Miss Creati? I don't know if she'll be as... I wouldn't even say prevalent. I don't know if she'd be as consistent as Momo 1, because Momo 1 could play some serious defense. Granted, the speed control with Yaoyorozu 3 here is definitely useful. But then again, your rival gets to control, if they have multiple copies of a card in their stage. Moving on, we have the Magnificent Mount Lady 3. Big Mama is back. She is a 6 hand size, 29 health character. She has Lurkers and Pro Hero. Oddly enough, she doesn't have the Giant keyword anymore. Or trait, I should say. She has Chaos, Earth, and Order. And she says, enhance, reveal 1 momentum. Reveal 1 momentum. Your non-throw attack gets powerful X. X equals the number of keywords on the revealed card. Okay. So we're not talking about keyword traits. We're not talking about keyword abilities. I think this means keywords, all of them. So your non-throw gets, like if you reveal Butte Basher here, you'd get plus 3 damage. Or powerful 3. So revealing your momentum in order to gain powerful, which you then show you already have the momentum for said powerful. I like that she says non-throw. That's really good. And revealing your momentum is interesting, because that means if it's already face-up, you cannot reveal it. So you wouldn't want to play any face-up momentum stuff with her. Or at least, not all of it. And then she has response commit. After you block an attack, add the top card of your deck to your momentum. Your rival's next attack gets -1 damage for each of your momentum. Wow. So she wants to build a bunch of momentum, and then when you block an attack, you can basically treat that as 2 blocks by reducing that other attack to 0 if you've got enough momentum. That's pretty good. I will say we are definitely liking keywords, because I think Kendo had some cards that dealt with number of keywords on a card. We know there's an ultra rare from Mei Hatsume in the back page that worries about keywords. Momo, I think, worries about some keyword abilities every now and then, or at least her secret rare does, I think. Yeah, so caring about multiple keywords seems to be a bit of a running theme here, or at least there's a lot of cards in the set that do, even if it's not all on theme. So let's check out her attacks. We have Butte Basher, a 5 difficulty, 3 control, 6 low for 4 with a +2 low block. It has Deflect 2, Fury, and Slam. Deflect 2 meaning in your hand, you can activate this response to add it to your card pool. After the block step of your rival's attack, this attack will get -2 damage, and you can only use 1 deflect ability per attack. So you could block an attack, turn Mount Lady sideways to get momentum, and reduce the damage of the next attack, and then you can just deflect even more damage off of that attack if needed. Not bad. Also says enhance, your rival flips 1 foundation. If they have 8 or more foundations, they flip an additional foundation. So we've been seeing this sort of pseudo-deadlock floating around every now and then, with your rival having to have 8 or more foundations with like Final Smash, Wind-Up Punch. So it's not quite deadlock, because deadlock you have to have over 10, but this does punish you for building decently, I guess. I don't know how I feel about that, if that's going to be all over the place. At that point, just lower deadlock to 8. Moving on. We have a rare attack, Gargantuan Grapple, a 4 difficulty, 3 control, 2 mid for 4 with a +2 high block. It's got Breaker 0, Stun 0, and Throw. And it says, response, spend 1 momentum. After you play this card, increase one of this attack's keyword ratings by 2. Okay, so you can spend a momentum to give it Breaker 2 when you block with it, or Stun 2 when you attack with it. That's okay, I guess. It's not awful. If maybe you have other ways to boost its stun ratings. I don't think it's great. I don't think it needed to be the rare, maybe. But not bad, I guess. And it's a throw, so it's always usually gonna do damage and go to your momentum. And then you can reveal it to give powerful 3. Let's see what else we've got. Here's her Ultra Mesa Mallet. A 5 difficulty, 3 control, 4 high for 7 with a +1 mid block. Interesting choice of artwork. We do know that all of the ultra rares in this set are going to have alternate arts, as well as all the characters. All the characters and ultra rares are going to have alternate arts, and then the secret rares are going to have like a different version of the same art. There was an article about it. So it'd be interesting to see what the other art for Mesa Mallet is. But it's a 4 high for 7. It's got Breaker 1, Charge, EX2, Slam, Weapon. Could not fit any more keywords on this if you tried. It says enhance. If you have revealed a card as a cost this turn, add the top card of your deck to your momentum. So reveal a momentum to get powerful whatever, you get another momentum. That is just literally free momentum by revealing as a cost. That's insane. And then, because of course if you reveal a Mesa Mallet, with Mesa Mallet, you get powerful 5. That's nutty. And then response, after you spend 1 or more momentum, your rival commits 1 card in their stage. So if you have a foundation that spends momentum, say Refreshing Blend, spend 1 momentum, ready 1 foundation that's not been readied, you can do this off the Earth symbol. If you do like 1 momentum for a powerful 5 to make this a 12 damage attack, and then EX it out, each time you spend a momentum, your rival has to commit a card in their stage. So, yeah, that's pretty bloody strong. And she is going to be gaining momentum all over the place. She gains momentum when she blocks. She has a throw. When you reveal, you gain a momentum. This is going to be a strong card, guys. This is going to be a strong card. And it's got charge, so on 2 symbols you can use it in Denki 2, which, I mean, if you discard all your momentum with Denki 2, everything's going to be committed anyway, but just in case you had like one less momentum than they had foundations, you can force them to commit one more, or one card in their stage. You can force people to commit assets and their characters. If your rival is stunned out, has no foundations ready, and no assets ready, or in their stage, you spend a momentum, you force them to commit their character. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's a good opener right there. And it looks like she's ready to open you up. Then we have her common, Ranging Rush. A 4 difficulty, 3 control, 4 mid for 4 with a +2 mid block. It's got Charge and Fury. It says Enhance. If you have 1 or more momentum, this attack gets 2 speed and 1 damage. So it becomes a 6 mid for 5 as a 4 diff, just by having momentum. That's a solid common right there. I like that. That's really good. Simple, but effective. Moving on to her foundations, we have Assessing All for One's Motive. A 1 difficulty, 5 control with a +2 high block. Says response flip after a card leaves your momentum due to a rival effect. Add the top card of your deck to your momentum. You made me discard one, I get one right back. What you gonna do? I like that this also shares a symbol with Cool and Tough. Tough and Cool? Cool and Tough or Tough and Cool, one of those two. That says flip after your momentum, a card leaves your momentum due to your rival's effect, add it to your hand. So you can add it to your hand and get a momentum back, and that is also a 1 diff. It's just a 2 mid block, I believe. That's pretty neat. Pretty simple, pretty neat. Then we have Interview Specialty, a 2 difficulty, 5 control with a +3 low block and the taunt keyword. Unfortunately, it does not share any symbols with Kami Utsushimi, because she needs taunts. Enhance. If you have revealed a card this enhanced step, your attack gets 1 speed. I'm going to reveal this to give it powerful, and then I'm just going to have 4 of these on board to give it speed. Sure. Put 4 of these on board, give everything +4 speed and powerful 3, 4, 5. That's fine. That's fine. Here's her Rare Strategic Meeting. A 3 difficulty, 5 control, +2 mid block with the ally keyword. Form, flip, reveal the top card of your deck. You may add it to your momentum. If it has 3 or more keywords, you may add it to your hand instead. This card's amazing. This card is just check the top card of your deck. If it's an attack, you can either put it into your momentum so you don't check bad, or you can add it to your hand so you don't check bad and get an extra attack. This is just an amazing card. This is, as a 3 diff, I can still see this being played as a 3 or a 4 of just... It doesn't commit, it only flips. That's really, really good. I really like that. That is nutty. And lastly, we have her common foundation, Training Todoroki. A 2 difficulty, 5 control with a +2 mid block. Enhance flip. Your attack gets a damage bonus equal to its highest keyword rating. So this would mean even if you give, say, Mesa Mallet powerful 5 by using Mountain Lady's ability, you can flip this for 5 damage. So that's still really strong. And this does not say non-throw, so if you have your throw and you give it stun 2 by spending a momentum, you can still do give it 2 damage, make it a 6 damage. I'm also, now that I'm noticing, really glad that the response on Mesa Mallet isn't response card pool, it is simply response, so you can only use it during this attack, because just imagine blocking with this and spending momentum on stuff like, well, you can't use Genkai's training on here, but spending momentum on Refreshing Blend to ready your foundations, all the while committing your rival's foundations. So, really glad that is not a card pool response and simply her own response. But yeah, that is Mount Lady 3. I don't know if she's better than Mount Lady 2. Because with your counters and the ability to both get damage and commit face-up cards, And every now and then making something unblockable. I think Mount Lady 2 would still be better. I mean, she's got a little bit more, well, one more health, I believe. But this one's got a really good defensive response, and that enhance is free. All you have to do is reveal a momentum, which can then turn on cards like the Mesa Mallet. It can turn on Interview Specialty. But kind of like Interview Specialty, you have number 23 Pro Hero on Mount Lady 2, which as long as you've got 3 counters on your character, I think, you gain 1 speed for free, so you don't have to reveal a card to do it. I don't know. I might have to test these out. Because again, I think it depends on what cards you can run with a whole bunch of keywords. Yeah. We'll definitely have to see. I don't know. She's going to have to sit with me for a minute. But yeah, so that is today's preview review. We had Momo and we had Mount Lady. What do you think of these two wonderful lady heroes? Are you interested in the intricate building designs of Momo Yaoyorozu, or are you all in on Mount Lady's crushing keywords? Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.